Hello and welcome to the Sleepy Yesteryear Archive. Tonight, we drift slowly through the Antikythera Mechanism, the ancient Greek computer, a 1.5-hour journey for sleep. There are no adverts, no music stings, just calm narration to carry you toward rest. Settle in, dim your lights, close your eyes, and let history take you into deep sleep. Imagine you are standing on the dock of a small Greek island, the warm sun beating down on your skin as you gaze out at the crystal-clear waters of the Aegean Sea. It's the year 1901, and the air is filled with the sound of seagulls and the smell of salt water. You've come to this island, Antikythera, to meet a group of sponge divers who have been exploring the waters off the coast. They're a rough-looking bunch, with weathered skin and calloused hands, but they have a story to tell that will change the course of history. As you talk to the divers, they tell you about a shipwreck they discovered on the seafloor, just off the coast of the island. The wreck is old, they say, and it's filled with all sorts of treasures. Gold coins, precious jewels, and strange, intricate mechanisms that none of them can quite understand. You can see the excitement in their eyes as they describe the find, and you can't help but feel a sense of wonder at the secrets that the wreck might hold. One of the divers, a man named Elias, takes you to his small workshop, where he's been studying the mechanisms they found on the wreck. He shows you a complex system of gears and dials, with intricate carvings and symbols etched into the metal. You can see that it's an incredibly sophisticated device, but you have no idea what it might have been used for. Elias tells you that he's been trying to figure it out, but it's like nothing he's ever seen before. As you examine the mechanism, you start to notice the level of craftsmanship that went into its creation. The gears are precision cut, and the symbols etched into the metal are incredibly detailed. You can't help but wonder who might have built such a device, and what kind of knowledge and expertise they would have needed to create it. Elias notices your fascination and smiles, saying that he's been wondering the same thing. The divers had been exploring the wreck for weeks, and they'd found all sorts of interesting artifacts. But this mechanism was the most intriguing thing they'd discovered so far. Elias tells you that they'd been using it to try and understand the wreck itself and the people who built it. As you listen to his story, you start to feel a sense of connection to the people who created the mechanism, and you can't help but wonder what their lives might have been like. As you continue to examine the mechanism, you start to notice the way the light reflects off the metal and the sound of the gears clicking into place. You can almost imagine the person who built it, carefully crafting each piece and testing its movements. You can see the pride and care that went into its creation, and you start to feel a sense of respect for the people who made it. Elias tells you that the wreck is thought to have been a cargo ship, carrying goods from one part of the ancient world to another. The mechanism, he thinks, might have been used to navigate the stars or to keep track of time. But he's not sure, and he's been trying to find out more about it. As you listen to his theories, you start to feel a sense of curiosity about the mechanism, and you can't help but want to learn more. As the day wears on, you find yourself becoming more and more fascinated by the mechanism and the wreck. You can see the excitement in Elias's eyes, and you start to feel it too. You begin to imagine the people who built the mechanism and the lives they might have lived. You start to wonder what other secrets the wreck might hold, and what kind of stories it might tell. As you sit there, surrounded by the artifacts from the wreck, you start to feel a sense of connection to the past. You can see the way the mechanism fits into the larger story of the ancient world, and you start to understand the significance of the discovery. You can feel the weight of history and the importance of preserving it for future generations. As the sun starts to set, casting a golden glow over the island, you realize that you've only just begun to scratch the surface of the story. There's so much more to learn, so much more to discover. And as you drift off to sleep that night, you can't help but wonder what the next day will bring and what other secrets the wreck might hold. You can feel the excitement building, and you know that you'll be back on the dock tomorrow, ready to dive back into the mystery of the Antikythera Mechanism. As you stand on the dock, watching the divers return with their latest haul, you notice a sense of excitement building among the team. It's May 1901, and the wreck of the Antikythera ship has already yielded some incredible treasures, but nothing could have prepared them for what's about to emerge from the depths. The divers are carefully lifting a large, corroded chunk of metal out of the water, and as it breaks the surface, you can see that it's some kind of intricate mechanism. You would have heard the sound of scraping and clanking as the divers maneuvered it into a large crate, ready to be taken ashore for further examination. The team's leader, Elias Stadiatos, is eager to get a closer look at the mechanism, and as he begins to carefully clean away the dirt and debris, you can see the complexity of the device starting to reveal itself. It's clear that this is no ordinary artifact, and the team is abuzz with speculation about what it might be and how it ended up on the ship. If you had lived in ancient Greece, you might have heard rumors of such a device, but to actually see it with your own eyes is a truly remarkable experience. As you watch, Stadiatos gently turns one of the dials, and the sound of clicking gears fills the air, a sound that is both familiar and yet utterly alien. As the news of the discovery spreads, scholars from all over the world begin to take notice, and soon the mechanism is being transported to the National Archaeological Museum in Athens for further study. You can imagine the excitement of the museum's curator, Valerios Stais, as he first lays eyes on the device, his mind racing with the possibilities of what it might be and what it might tell us about the ancient world. Stais is a meticulous man, and he begins a thorough examination of the mechanism, carefully documenting every detail, from the intricate carvings on the surface to the complex system of gears and dials that make up its inner workings. As Stais delves deeper into the mechanism, he begins to realize just how sophisticated it is, with a level of complexity that is unparalleled in any other ancient device. You would have seen the look of wonder on his face as he discovers that the mechanism is capable of tracking the movements of the sun, moon, and planets, and even predicting eclipses. The implications are staggering, and Stais knows that this discovery has the potential to rewrite our understanding of ancient Greek astronomy. The days that follow are a whirlwind of activity, as scholars and experts from all over the world descend upon the museum to catch a glimpse of the mechanism. You can hear the sound of hushed conversations and the scratching of pens on paper as the team works tirelessly to unravel the secrets of the device. Stais is at the center of it all, directing the research and carefully guiding the team as they work to understand the mechanism's inner workings. As you watch, you notice the way the light reflects off the surface of the mechanism, highlighting the intricate carvings and etchings that adorn its surface. As the weeks turn into months, the team makes slow but steady progress, and the mechanism begins to yield its secrets. You can imagine the sense of excitement and discovery that fills the air as the team makes new breakthroughs. each one shedding a little more light on the mysteries of the ancient world. The mechanism is estimated to have been built around 100 BCE, a time of great cultural and scientific achievement in ancient Greece. As you consider this, you begin to appreciate the significance of the discovery and the way it challenges our assumptions about the capabilities of ancient civilizations. The team's research is painstaking and meticulous, with every detail carefully documented and analyzed. You would have seen the rows of notebooks and papers that line the shelves, filled with diagrams and sketches of the mechanism's inner workings. Stiles is a perfectionist, and he insists that every aspect of the research is thoroughly vetted and verified before it is released to the public. As you watch, you notice the way the team works together, each member bringing their own unique expertise to the table as they work to unravel the secrets of the mechanism. As the months turn into years, the discovery of the Antikythera Mechanism sends shockwaves through the academic community, challenging long-held assumptions about the capabilities of ancient civilizations. You can hear the sound of debate and discussion as scholars and experts weigh in on the implications of the discovery. The mechanism is a window into a lost world, a world of sophisticated science and technology that was previously unknown to us. As you consider this, you begin to appreciate the significance of the discovery and the way it expands our understanding of human history. The story of the Antikythera Mechanism is one of discovery and exploration, of pushing the boundaries of human knowledge and understanding. As you listen to the sound of the waves gently lapping against the shore, you can't help but feel a sense of awe and wonder at the secrets that the ancient world still holds, and the way that the discovery of the mechanism has opened up new avenues of research and inquiry. The mechanism is a reminder that there is always more to learn, more to discover, and that the past is full of secrets waiting to be uncovered. As you drift off to sleep, you can feel the excitement of the discovery still lingering in the air, a sense of wonder that will stay with you long after the lights have gone out. Imagine you are standing on the dock in Athens, Greece, in the year 1901, surrounded by the hustle and bustle of sailors and merchants. The smell of saltwater and freshly caught fish fills the air as you watch a group of divers, led by Elias Stadiatos, return from their latest expedition to the island of Antikythera. They've been exploring a shipwreck that lies off the coast of the island, and the rumors of their discoveries have been spreading like wildfire. As you listen to their stories, you begin to hear whispers of a mysterious mechanism, one that has left even the most seasoned scholars baffled. The mechanism, as it would come to be known, was discovered in a large wooden crate buried beneath the wreckage of the ship. It's a complex system of gears and dials, with intricate carvings and markings that seem to defy understanding. As news of the discovery spreads, scholars from all over the world begin to flock to Athens, eager to catch a glimpse of this ancient marvel. You can almost hear the sound of hushed conversations and scratching quills as the scholars attempt to decipher the secrets of the mechanism. One such scholar is the Greek archaeologist Valerios Stiles. He's a man with a passion for uncovering the secrets of the past, and the Antikythera Mechanism is his latest obsession. As he carefully examines the mechanism, he begins to realize the true extent of its complexity. The mechanism is made up of over 30 gears, each one precision cut to work in harmony with the others. It's a level of sophistication that is unparalleled in the ancient world, and Styes is determined to unlock its secrets. As you follow Styes on his journey to understand the mechanism, you find yourself in the midst of a bustling workshop, filled with the smell of wood and metal. The sound of chiseling and hammering fills the air as Styes and his team work tirelessly to recreate the mechanism. They're a team of skilled craftsmen, each one bringing their own unique expertise to the table. There's the young apprentice, who is learning the art of gear cutting from his master, the elderly clockmaker, who has spent his life studying the intricacies of mechanical devices, and the brilliant mathematician, who is attempting to decipher the complex calculations that underlie the mechanism. As the days turn into weeks, and the weeks turn into months, Styes and his team begin to make progress. They discover that the mechanism is capable of tracking the movements of the sun, moon, and planets with a level of accuracy that is astonishing. It's a truly remarkable achievement, one that speaks to the ingenuity and creativity of the ancient Greeks. You can almost feel the sense of wonder and awe that Styes and his team must have felt as they slowly begin to unlock the secrets of the mechanism. But despite their progress, there is still much that remains a mystery. The mechanism is a complex system with many different components working together in harmony. It's a bit like trying to solve a puzzle, where each piece must be carefully fitted together in order to reveal the complete picture. As you watch Styes and his team work, you begin to appreciate the scale of their task. They're not just trying to understand a simple device, they're attempting to unlock the secrets of an entire civilization. As the years pass, the Antikythera Mechanism becomes a legendary artifact, one that continues to fascinate scholars and the general public alike. You can imagine the mechanism sitting in a glass case, its intricate gears and dials glinting in the light, as people from all over the world come to marvel at its beauty and complexity. The mechanism's discovery has also sparked a renewed interest in the history of the shipwreck and the island of Antikythera. Scholars are now working to excavate the wreck, to learn more about the people who built the mechanism and the ship that carried it. It's a slow and painstaking process, but one that is yielding some remarkable results. As you listen to the stories of the excavations, you begin to piece together a picture of life on the island over 2,000 years ago. You can almost smell the salty air and feel the warm sun on your skin as you imagine the island of Antikythera in the year 60 BC. The ship that carried the mechanism is docked in the harbor, its cargo hold filled with all manner of goods and treasures. The sound of seagulls fills the air as the sailors and merchants go about their daily business. It's a bustling scene, full of life and energy, and you can't help but feel a sense of wonder and awe at the thought of the mechanism, sitting quietly in its crate, waiting to be discovered. And as you let go, you can't help but wonder what other secrets the past holds, waiting to be uncovered by scholars and explorers, and what other mysteries will be solved as we continue to learn and discover. As you imagine yourself standing on the dock where the Antikythera Mechanism was first discovered, you can't help but wonder what secrets it holds. The sound of seagulls still fills the air, and the smell of saltwater and cargo wafts through the scene. You see the mechanism, now freed from its crate, being carefully examined by scholars and explorers. They are fascinated by the intricate system of gears and dials that make up this ancient device. The Antikythera Mechanism, it turns out, has over 30 gears, each one carefully crafted to work in harmony with the others. If you had lived in ancient Greece, you would have heard stories about the sophisticated astronomical knowledge of the time. People like Hipparchus, who lived in the 2nd century BCE, were making groundbreaking discoveries about the movements of the sun, moon, and planets. The Antikythera Mechanism, with its complex system of gears and dials, seems to be a physical manifestation of this knowledge. As you look closer at the mechanism, you notice the various dials and inscriptions etched into its surface. These markings appear to be a combination of astronomical and mathematical symbols, suggesting that the mechanism was used to track the movements of celestial bodies. Years later, as scholars began to study the Antikythera Mechanism in more detail, they realized that it was capable of tracking the movements of the sun, moon, and planets with remarkable accuracy. The mechanism's gears and dials worked together to create a sophisticated system that could predict eclipses, track the phases of the moon, and even calculate the timing of the Olympic Games. You can almost see the ancient Greek astronomers huddled around the mechanism, using it to make precise calculations and predictions about the night sky. The mechanism's inscriptions, which include the names of celestial bodies and astronomical events, provide a glimpse into the knowledge and understanding of the ancient Greeks. As you delve deeper into the mechanism's design, you start to appreciate the ingenuity and craftsmanship that went into its creation. The gears, for example, are made from a combination of bronze and wood, and are crafted with a level of precision that was rare in ancient times. The dials, too, are intricately marked with symbols and inscriptions, which would have been used to track the movements of the celestial bodies. You can imagine the ancient Greek craftsmen painstakingly cutting and assembling the gears and dials, testing and refining the mechanism until it was just right. The Antikythera Mechanism's ability to track the movements of the sun, moon, and planets is a testament to the advanced astronomical knowledge of the ancient Greeks. As you drift off, you can't help but wonder what other secrets the mechanism holds, and how it was used by the ancient Greeks to make sense of the world around them. The mechanism's complexity and sophistication are a reminder that the ancient Greeks were capable of creating intricate and precise devices, and that their understanding of astronomy and mathematics was far more advanced than previously thought. As the scholars continued to study the Antikythera Mechanism, they began to unravel the mathematical and astronomical principles behind its construction. They discovered that the mechanism was based on a combination of geometric and arithmetic calculations, which allowed it to track the movements of the celestial bodies with remarkable accuracy. The mechanism's gears and dials were carefully calibrated to reflect the ancient Greek understanding of the solar system, which was remarkably sophisticated for its time. You can see the scholars poring over the mechanism, using their knowledge of mathematics and astronomy to unlock its secrets. The Antikythera Mechanism's gears and dials are a marvel of ancient engineering, and a testament to the ingenuity and craftsmanship of the ancient Greeks. As you imagine yourself handling the mechanism, you can feel the weight and texture of the gears and dials, and appreciate the level of precision and care that went into its creation. Meanwhile, far to the east, other ancient civilizations were also making significant advances in astronomy and mathematics. The Babylonians, for example, were developing sophisticated systems for tracking the movements of the celestial bodies, and were making precise calculations about the timing of eclipses and other astronomical events. You can imagine the ancient Babylonian astronomers using their knowledge of mathematics and astronomy to make sense of the night sky and to develop sophisticated systems for tracking the movements of the celestial bodies. As the years passed, the Antikythera Mechanism remained a fascinating and enigmatic device, a testament to the advanced knowledge and craftsmanship of the ancient Greeks. Scholars continued to study the mechanism, unlocking its secrets and marveling at its sophistication. You can see the mechanism, now housed in a museum, being carefully examined by scholars and visitors who are amazed by its complexity and precision. The Antikythera Mechanism remains one of the most fascinating and mysterious devices of the ancient world, a reminder of the ingenuity and craftsmanship of the ancient Greeks, and a testament to the advanced knowledge and understanding of astronomy and mathematics that they possessed. As you continue to explore the Antikythera Mechanism, you begin to appreciate the level of detail and precision that went into its creation. As you imagine yourself standing in the workshop of an ancient Greek astronomer, surrounded by the tools of their trade, you begin to appreciate the complexity of the Antikythera Mechanism. The device, with its intricate system of gears and dials, is a testament to the ingenuity and mathematical prowess of its creators. You can almost hear the sound of scratching on papyrus as the astronomer records their calculations, trying to make sense of the movements of the celestial bodies. The Antikythera Mechanism uses a combination of gears and dials to predict eclipses and planetary alignments, a feat that would have been considered nothing short of magical in ancient times. The device is made up of over 30 gears, each one carefully crafted to interact with the others in a precise and intricate dance. One of the key figures in our understanding of the Antikythera Mechanism is the British scientist Derek de Solla Price, who in the 1950s and 1960s conducted a series of exhaustive studies on the device. Price, a physicist and historian of science, was fascinated by the mechanism's potential to reveal the astronomical knowledge of the ancient Greeks. He spent years poring over the device, trying to decipher the secrets of its construction and the mathematical principles that underlay its operation. You can almost picture him hunched over his workbench, surrounded by papers and diagrams, as he carefully reconstructs the mechanism's inner workings. As you follow Price's journey, you begin to appreciate the level of dedication and expertise that went into understanding the Antikythera Mechanism. Price's work built on that of earlier scholars, such as the Greek archaeologist Spiridon Marinatos, who had first discovered the mechanism in the early 20th century. Marinatos, an expert in ancient Greek archaeology, had been excavating the Antikythera shipwreck, an ancient vessel that had sunk off the coast of Greece, when he stumbled upon the mysterious device. You can imagine the excitement and curiosity that Marinatos must have felt as he carefully extracted the mechanism from the wreckage, unsure of what it was or what it might reveal. The Antikythera Mechanism's ability to predict eclipses and planetary alignments is based on a sophisticated understanding of astronomical principles. The device uses a combination of solar and lunar cycles to predict when and where eclipses will occur, taking into account the movements of the sun, moon, and planets. As you delve deeper into the mechanism's workings, you start to appreciate the level of mathematical sophistication that underlies its operation. The device is a testament to the ancient Greeks' advanced understanding of astronomy and mathematics, and their ability to apply this knowledge to create complex and precise devices. You can almost picture an ancient Greek astronomer standing on a hillside, gazing up at the night sky, using the Antikythera Mechanism to predict the movements of the celestial bodies and to make sense of the mysteries of the universe. In the years that followed Price's work, other scholars began to build on his findings, using advanced technologies such as X-ray computed tomography to study the mechanism's inner workings. These studies have revealed even more details about the mechanism's construction and operation, and have helped to shed light on the astronomical knowledge of the ancient Greeks. As you imagine yourself in the midst of this ongoing research, you begin to appreciate the level of collaboration and expertise that has gone into understanding the Antikythera Mechanism. You can almost hear the sound of scholars discussing and debating the mechanism's workings as they carefully reconstruct the device's inner mechanisms and decipher the secrets of its construction. Each gear is carefully crafted to interact with the others in a precise and intricate dance, allowing the device to predict eclipses and planetary alignments with remarkable accuracy. As you continue to explore the Antikythera Mechanism, you begin to appreciate the level of dedication and expertise that has gone into understanding the device. From the early work of Marinatos and Price to the ongoing research of modern scholars, the mechanism has been the subject of intense study and scrutiny. You can almost picture the mechanism sitting quietly in a museum or laboratory as scholars and researchers carefully examine its workings, trying to unlock the secrets of its construction and the mathematical principles that underlie its operation. As you drift off, you can't help but wonder what other secrets the Antikythera Mechanism holds, and how it will continue to inspire and fascinate scholars and researchers in the years to come. As you imagine yourself standing in a museum or laboratory, surrounded by scholars and researchers carefully examining the Antikythera Mechanism, you can't help but notice the intricate details of its design. The mechanism is a complex system of gears, dials, and inscriptions, all working together to predict celestial events, such as lunar eclipses. One of the key principles behind its construction is the metonic cycle, a 19-year cycle that was used by ancient astronomers to predict lunar eclipses. You would have seen the researchers poring over the mechanism, trying to understand how the ancient Greeks managed to incorporate this cycle into their device. The metonic cycle is a remarkable achievement in itself, as it requires a deep understanding of astronomy and mathematics. The ancient Greeks had observed that 235 lunar months were almost exactly equal to 19 solar years, and they used this knowledge to create a cycle that could predict lunar eclipses with remarkable accuracy. As you look at the mechanism, you can see how the gears and dials are arranged to reflect this cycle, with each gear representing a different aspect of the lunar month. The researchers have spent years studying the mechanism, trying to understand how it works, and they have made some remarkable discoveries. One of the most interesting aspects of the mechanism is its use of inscriptions, which provide clues about how it was used and what it was intended to do. The inscriptions are written in ancient Greek, and they describe the different dials and gears, as well as the celestial events that they are intended to predict. You can imagine the scribes who wrote these inscriptions, carefully crafting each letter and symbol to convey the complex information that the mechanism contains. The researchers have spent years deciphering these inscriptions, and they have learned a great deal about the mechanism and its history. As you delve deeper into the mechanism, you begin to appreciate the mathematical and astronomical principles that underlie its construction. The ancient Greeks had a deep understanding of astronomy, and they were able to use this knowledge to create a device that could predict celestial events with remarkable accuracy. The mechanism is a testament to their ingenuity and skill, and it continues to inspire and fascinate scholars and researchers to this day. You can imagine the astronomers who built the mechanism working tirelessly to perfect their design and testing it against the movements of the stars and planets. The researchers have also discovered that the mechanism is based on a number of other astronomical principles, including the Saros cycle, which is an 18-year cycle that is used to predict eclipses. The mechanism uses a combination of these cycles to predict celestial events, and it is remarkably accurate considering its age. You would have heard the researchers talking about the different cycles and how they are used in the mechanism, and you can imagine the excitement and wonder that they feel as they uncover the secrets of this ancient device. As you continue to explore the mechanism, you begin to appreciate the skill and craftsmanship that went into its construction. The gears and dials are intricately carved, and the inscriptions are beautifully written. You can imagine the craftsmen who built the mechanism working carefully to create each component and assembling them into a device that is both beautiful and functional. In the years that followed its discovery, the Antikythera Mechanism has been the subject of intense study and research. Scholars and researchers have worked tirelessly to unlock its secrets, and they have made some remarkable discoveries. You can imagine the sense of excitement and wonder that they feel as they uncover the secrets of this ancient device, and you can appreciate the significance of their discoveries. The mechanism is a window into the past, a glimpse of the knowledge and skills of the ancient Greeks, and it continues to inspire and fascinate people to this day. As you drift off, you can't help but think about the Antikythera Mechanism and the secrets that it still holds. You can imagine the researchers working tirelessly to unlock its secrets, and you can appreciate the significance of their discoveries. You can feel a sense of wonder and awe at the thought of the mechanism and the secrets that it still holds, and you can appreciate the importance of continued research and study into this ancient device. As the darkness closes in, you can let go, knowing that the secrets of the Antikythera Mechanism will continue to be uncovered, and that its story will continue to inspire and fascinate people for generations to come. As you sit here, surrounded by the quiet of the night, you can almost imagine the researchers who first laid eyes on the Antikythera Mechanism, their minds racing with the possibilities of what this ancient device could tell us. The year was 1900, and the mechanism had just been discovered in a shipwreck off the Greek island of Antikythera. You can picture the excitement and curiosity that filled the air as they carefully lifted the mechanism out of the water. Its intricate gears and dials, a testament to the ingenuity of the ancient Greeks. The Antikythera Mechanism is considered one of the most important archaeological discoveries of the 20th century, and for good reason. As you look at the mechanism, you can see the mathematical principles that govern its workings, a testament to the advanced understanding of astronomy and mathematics that the ancient Greeks possessed. You would have heard the researchers talking about the mechanism's ability to track the movements of the sun, moon, and planets, and how it could even predict eclipses. Imagine you are standing on the dock, watching as the researchers carefully transport the mechanism to their laboratory for further study. You can feel the sense of anticipation that fills the air as they begin to unlock the secrets of this ancient device. The mechanism is a window into the past, a glimpse of the advanced knowledge and understanding that the ancient Greeks had of the universe. As you drift off, you can imagine the researchers poring over the mechanism, trying to understand the intricacies of its workings and the significance of its discovery. You can picture the researchers huddled around a table, poring over diagrams and notes, trying to understand the complex workings of the mechanism. They were a team of dedicated individuals, each with their own area of expertise, from astronomy to mathematics, and they worked tirelessly to unlock the secrets of the mechanism. The team was led by a man named Derek de Solla Price, a British historian of science who had a deep understanding of the ancient Greeks and their contributions to science and technology. As you look at the mechanism, you can see the intricate gears and dials that make up its workings. You can imagine the sound of the gears clicking into place as the mechanism tracks the movements of the sun, moon, and planets. The mechanism is a testament to the advanced understanding of astronomy and mathematics that the ancient Greeks possessed, and it has shed new light on our understanding of ancient Greek science and technology. You can appreciate the significance of the mechanism's discovery and the impact it has had on our understanding of the ancient world. The Antikythera Mechanism is a remarkable device, one that has shed new light on our understanding of ancient Greek science and technology. As you consider the mechanism, you can think about the people who built it and the knowledge and understanding that they possessed. You can imagine the sense of wonder and awe that they felt as they looked up at the night sky and tried to understand the workings of the universe. If you had lived in ancient Greece, you would have been familiar with the concept of astronomy and the importance of tracking the movements of the sun, moon, and planets. You would have heard the philosophers talking about the workings of the universe and the role that astronomy played in understanding the world around them. The ancient Greeks were a curious people, always seeking to understand the world and the universe, and the Antikythera Mechanism is a testament to their ingenuity and their desire to learn. As the researchers continued to study the Antikythera Mechanism, they began to unlock its secrets and to understand the significance of its discovery. The team made several important discoveries, including the fact that the mechanism was capable of tracking the movements of the sun, moon, and planets, and that it could even predict eclipses. The discovery of the Antikythera Mechanism has had a profound impact on our understanding of ancient Greek science and technology. As you drift off, You can imagine the researchers still working tirelessly to unlock the secrets of the Antikythera mechanism. The mechanism has shed new light on the sophistication of ancient Greek knowledge, and it's fascinating to think about how it has changed our perspective on the ancient world. In the years that followed the discovery of the Antikythera mechanism, a new generation of scholars and scientists began to study the device, and its significance became more widely understood. One of these scholars was a man named Derek de Solla Price, a British physicist and historian who is often credited with being the first person to fully understand the mechanism's significance. Price was a brilliant mind, and his work on the Antikythera mechanism helped to reveal its true importance. He spent years studying the device, and his research helped to show that the mechanism was not just a simple astronomical calculator, but a complex device that was capable of tracking the movements of the stars and planets with remarkable accuracy. You would have seen the astronomer huddled over a workbench, carefully crafting the intricate gears and dials of the mechanism. The air would have been thick with the smell of wood and metal, and the sound of chiseling and hammering would have filled the air. The astronomer would have been a skilled craftsman, with a deep understanding of the movements of the stars and planets, and the mechanism would have been a testament to their ingenuity and skill. The device is a masterpiece of mathematical engineering, with a complex system of gears and dials that are designed to track the movements of the stars and planets. The mechanism is based on a sophisticated understanding of astronomical phenomena, and it shows a deep understanding of mathematical concepts such as fractions and ratios. You can imagine the ancient Greek mathematicians working tirelessly to develop the mathematical models that underpinned the mechanism, and the sense of wonder and awe that they must have felt as they worked to understand the workings of the universe. As the years passed, the study of the Antikythera mechanism continued to evolve, and new discoveries were made about its significance and importance. In the 1970s, a team of researchers used X-ray technology to examine the mechanism, and they made some remarkable discoveries. They found that the mechanism was even more complex than had previously been thought, with a system of gears and dials that was designed to track the movements of the stars and planets with remarkable accuracy. The researchers also discovered that the mechanism was designed to predict eclipses and to track the timing of the Olympic Games. You can picture the researchers gathered around the X-ray machine, watching in awe as the images of the mechanism appeared on the screen. They would have been amazed by the complexity and sophistication of the device, and they would have been eager to learn more about its secrets. The discovery of the X-ray images was a major breakthrough, and it helped to shed new light on the significance of the Antikythera mechanism. It showed that the ancient Greeks had a deep understanding of astronomical phenomena, and that they were capable of creating complex devices that were designed to track the movements of the stars and planets. The mechanism is a remarkable device, one that has shed new light on the sophistication of ancient Greek knowledge, and it continues to inspire and fascinate people to this day. The Antikythera mechanism is a testament to their ingenuity and skill, and it continues to be an important part of our understanding of the ancient world. The mechanism was recognized as one of the most important archaeological discoveries of the 20th century, and it was hailed as a masterpiece of ancient Greek engineering. You can picture the scholars and researchers gathered around the mechanism, marveling at its complexity and sophistication. As the decades passed, the Antikythera Mechanism continued to fascinate and inspire people, and it remained one of the most important and intriguing archaeological discoveries of all time. You can imagine yourself standing in a museum, surrounded by the artifacts of ancient Greek civilization, and the Antikythera Mechanism would be one of the most impressive and fascinating exhibits on display. The mechanism would be a testament to the ingenuity and skill of the ancient Greeks, and it would be a reminder of the importance of continued research and study into the secrets of the ancient world. The Antikythera Mechanism is a testament to the ingenuity and skill of the ancient Greeks, and it remains one of the most important and intriguing archaeological discoveries of all time. As you consider the Antikythera Mechanism, you might wonder how it has helped us understand the development of astronomy and mathematics. The mechanism has been used to study the history of these fields, and its significance extends far beyond its own intricate workings. In the years that followed its discovery, researchers like Derek de Solla Price, a British scientist, worked tirelessly to unlock the secrets of the mechanism. You can imagine him poring over the fragments, trying to understand the complex system of gears and dials that made up the device. Price's work on the Antikythera Mechanism helped to shed new light on the history of astronomy, and his findings were instrumental in shaping our understanding of ancient Greek science and technology. The Antikythera Mechanism has been particularly useful in helping us understand the ancient Greek concept of the solar year. By studying the mechanism's calendar system, researchers have been able to gain a deeper understanding of how the ancient Greeks tracked the movements of the sun and the stars. You can picture the ancient Greeks using their knowledge of astronomy to create a sophisticated system of timekeeping, one that was unparalleled in the ancient world. The mechanism's calendar system is a testament to the ingenuity and skill of the ancient Greeks, and it remains one of the most fascinating aspects of the device. As you drift off, you might consider the impact of the Antikythera Mechanism on our understanding of ancient Greek science and technology. The mechanism has helped us to see the ancient Greeks in a new light, as a people who were capable of creating sophisticated and complex devices. You would have heard, if you had lived in ancient Greece, the sound of philosophers and scientists discussing the latest discoveries and innovations. The Antikythera Mechanism is a reminder that the ancient Greeks were a people who were deeply curious about the world around them, and who were driven to understand the workings of the universe. They used advanced imaging techniques, such as X-ray computed tomography, to create detailed images of the mechanism's internal workings. You can imagine the researchers, huddled around a computer screen, marveling at the intricate system of gears and dials that made up the device. The images revealed a level of complexity and sophistication that was previously unknown, and they helped to shed new light on the history of astronomy and mathematics. The Antikythera Mechanism has also been used to study the history of mathematics. By analyzing the device's system of gears and dials, researchers have been able to gain a deeper understanding of the mathematical concepts that underpinned its design. You might wonder, as you consider the mechanism, how the ancient Greeks were able to create such a sophisticated device. The answer lies in their deep understanding of mathematical concepts, such as geometry and trigonometry. The ancient Greeks were able to use these concepts to create a device that was capable of tracking the movements of the sun and the stars with remarkable accuracy. As you reflect on the significance of the Antikythera mechanism, you might consider the impact it has had on our understanding of the ancient world. You can picture the ancient Greeks using their knowledge of science and technology to create a device that would be used for centuries to come. By analyzing the device's design and construction, researchers have been able to gain a deeper understanding of the development of astronomical instruments over time. You might wonder, as you consider the mechanism, how it compares to other astronomical instruments of the ancient world. The answer lies in its sophistication and complexity, which were unparalleled in the ancient world. In the end, the Antikythera mechanism remains a fascinating and enigmatic device, one that continues to capture the imagination of people around the world. The Antikythera mechanism is a reminder that there is still so much to learn about the ancient world, and that the study of history is a never-ending journey of discovery and exploration. As you consider the Antikythera mechanism, you might wonder how its discovery has influenced the way we understand the ancient world and its contributions to modern astronomy. The answer lies in the way the mechanism has inspired new research and sparked curiosity among astronomers and mathematicians. Imagine you are standing in a modern astronomy laboratory, surrounded by computers and celestial maps, and you see a team of researchers poring over the Antikythera mechanism's intricate gears and dials. They are trying to understand how this ancient device could have been used to track the movements of celestial bodies with such precision. In the years that followed the mechanism's discovery, astronomers and mathematicians began to study it in detail, trying to decipher its secrets and understand its significance. One of the key figures in this research was Derek de Solla Price, a British historian of science who dedicated his career to studying the Antikythera mechanism. Price was fascinated by the mechanism's complexity and sophistication, and he spent years studying its gears and dials, trying to understand how it worked. As you delve into Price's research, you can see how his work laid the foundation for a new generation of researchers who would go on to study the mechanism and its implications for our understanding of ancient astronomy. As researchers like Price delved deeper into the mechanism, they began to realize its significance not just as an ancient artifact, but as a window into the astronomical knowledge of the ancient Greeks. The Antikythera mechanism showed that the ancient Greeks had a sophisticated understanding of celestial movements, and that they had developed complex mathematical models to predict the movements of the planets and stars. This realization sparked a new wave of research into ancient Greek astronomy, as historians and astronomers sought to understand the context in which the Antikythera Mechanism was created. You can imagine the excitement of these researchers as they uncovered new texts and manuscripts that shed light on the astronomical knowledge of the ancient Greeks. One of the most significant areas of research inspired by the Antikythera Mechanism is the study of ancient Greek mathematical astronomy. Researchers have used computer simulations to model the celestial movements predicted by the Antikythera Mechanism, and have compared these simulations to actual astronomical data. The results have been astonishing, showing that the ancient Greeks had a remarkably accurate understanding of celestial movements, and that their mathematical models were surprisingly sophisticated. As you consider these findings, you might wonder how the ancient Greeks developed such advanced knowledge of astronomy, and what implications this has for our understanding of the history of science. The legacy of the Antikythera Mechanism can also be seen in the way it has inspired new research in mathematics. The mechanism's intricate gears and dials are a testament to the ingenuity and mathematical sophistication of the ancient Greeks, and have sparked a new wave of research into the history of mathematics. Mathematicians have studied the Antikythera Mechanism's mathematical models and have used them to gain insights into the development of mathematical concepts such as trigonometry and calculus. You can see how the mechanism's influence extends far beyond the field of astronomy, and how it has contributed to a deeper understanding of the mathematical achievements of the ancient Greeks. As you drift off, you might imagine yourself standing on the dock where the Antikythera Mechanism was first discovered, surrounded by the wreckage of the ancient ship that carried it. You can hear the sound of the waves crashing against the shore and feel the warm sun on your skin. The Antikythera Mechanism is a reminder that even the most unexpected discoveries can have a profound impact on our understanding of the world, and that the study of history is a never-ending journey of discovery and exploration. As the mechanism's secrets continue to unfold, you can see how its legacy will continue to inspire new research and spark curiosity among astronomers, mathematicians, and historians for generations to come. In the years that followed the discovery of the Antikythera Mechanism, researchers began to explore its significance in the context of ancient Greek science and technology. They studied the mechanism's construction, its materials, and its design, trying to understand how it was built and what technologies were used to create it. As you consider this research, you might wonder what other secrets the Antikythera Mechanism holds, and how its study will continue to shed light on the achievements of the ancient Greeks. The mechanism's legacy is a testament to the power of human ingenuity and curiosity, and a reminder that even the most ancient artifacts can hold the key to new discoveries and a deeper understanding of the world. As the research on the Antikythera Mechanism continued, it became clear that its significance extended far beyond the field of astronomy. The mechanism's intricate gears and dials were a testament to the advanced technological capabilities of the ancient Greeks, and its construction required a sophisticated understanding of materials science and engineering. You can see how the mechanism study has inspired new research in these fields, as historians and scientists seek to understand the technological achievements of the ancient Greeks. The Antikythera Mechanism is a reminder that the study of history is a multidisciplinary endeavor, and that the secrets of the past can only be fully understood by considering the contributions of many different fields of study. As you consider the mechanism's influence, you might imagine yourself standing in a modern laboratory, surrounded by students and researchers who are working on new projects inspired by the Antikythera Mechanism. You can hear the sound of computers humming and see the excitement in the eyes of the researchers as they explore new ideas and discoveries. The Antikythera Mechanism is a reminder that the study of history is not just about understanding the past, but also about inspiring new discoveries and innovations in the present. The mechanism's secrets are still being uncovered, and its significance is still being explored. Imagine you are standing in a modern astronomy laboratory, surrounded by computers and other equipment, and you see a team of researchers using computer simulations to model the movements of celestial bodies. These simulations are made possible, in part, by the study of the Antikythera Mechanism, which has been used to develop new technologies and techniques for understanding the movements of the stars and planets. The researchers, led by a scientist named Alexander Jones, have been working to recreate the Antikythera Mechanism using modern materials and techniques. Jones, a historian of astronomy, has spent many years studying the mechanism and its significance in the history of science. He has written extensively on the subject and has worked with other researchers to develop new theories about the mechanism's origins and purpose. As you watch the researchers' work, you see them carefully assembling the gears and dials of the mechanism, using computer-aided design software to ensure that every detail is accurate. The team's work is not just about recreating the past, but also about using the Antikythera Mechanism as a tool for understanding the present and future. By studying the mechanism and its workings, the researchers hope to gain insights into the underlying principles of astronomy and mathematics that governed its design. This knowledge can then be applied to modern problems and challenges, such as predicting the movements of celestial bodies or understanding the behavior of complex systems. You can hear the quiet hum of the computers and the soft murmur of the researchers as they work, their faces intent on the task at hand. As the researchers work, they are also exploring the broader significance of the Antikythera Mechanism in the history of science and technology. They are studying the mechanism in the context of other ancient astronomical instruments, such as the astrolabe and the armillary sphere, and are working to understand how these instruments were used and developed over time. This research is helping to shed new light on the achievements of ancient Greek astronomers and mathematicians, and is revealing the important contributions that they made to the development of modern science. If you had lived in ancient Greece, you would have seen the Antikythera Mechanism as a symbol of the power and sophistication of Greek science and technology. The study of the Antikythera Mechanism is also inspiring new generations of scientists and engineers. Students and researchers from around the world are coming to study the mechanism and learn from its design and construction. They are using the mechanism as a model for their own projects and research, and are applying the principles and techniques that they learn to a wide range of fields, from astronomy and mathematics to computer science and engineering. As you drift off, you can imagine the sound of pencils scratching on paper, the smell of old books and dust, and the feel of the mechanism's intricate gears and dials. In the years that followed the discovery of the Antikythera Mechanism, many other researchers and scientists have contributed to our understanding of its significance and importance. One of these researchers is a scientist named Michael Wright, who has spent many years studying the mechanism and its workings. Wright, a physicist and engineer, has used his knowledge of modern mechanics and materials to help understand the mechanism's design and construction. You can picture Wright sitting at his desk, surrounded by papers and diagrams, his eyes intent on the mechanism's intricate workings. The work of researchers like Jones and Wright is helping to ensure that the Antikythera Mechanism remains an important and relevant part of our understanding of the ancient world. As the night wears on, the fire crackles softly, and the stars twinkle above, you can feel the mechanism's gentle influence, a reminder of the power and sophistication of ancient Greek science and technology. Its influence can be seen in the design of modern astronomical instruments, such as telescopes and spacecraft, and in the development of new technologies, such as computer simulations and 3D printing. The mechanism's sophisticated gear system and precise astronomical calculations have inspired new generations of scientists and engineers, and have helped to shape our understanding of the universe and our place within it. As you settle in, surrounded by the quiet of the night, you can hear the distant sound of a clock ticking, a reminder of the mechanism's intricate workings and the passage of time. Its significance and importance extend far beyond its historical context, and it continues to inspire new discoveries and a deeper understanding of the world. As you drift off to sleep, you can imagine the mechanism's gears and dials turning slowly, its astronomical calculations unfolding like a celestial dance, a reminder of the power and sophistication of ancient Greek science and technology. The mechanism's legacy will continue to be felt for generations to come, a testament to the ingenuity and creativity of the ancient Greeks, and a reminder of the importance of continued exploration and discovery. As you consider the Antikythera Mechanism's place in the history of science and technology, imagine yourself standing in a modern astronomy lab, surrounded by computers and telescopes, and think about how this ancient device has influenced the way we understand the universe today. The mechanism's sophistication and complexity have made it an iconic symbol of ancient Greek science and technology. and its legacy can be seen in the many astronomers and mathematicians who have studied and been inspired by it over the centuries. One such person is the astronomer Derek de Solla Price, who in the 1950s and 1960s conducted extensive research on the Antikythera Mechanism and was one of the first to recognize its significance. Price's work on the mechanism helped to establish it as a major artifact in the history of astronomy, and his research paved the way for later scholars to study and learn from it. In the years that followed Price's research, the Antikythera Mechanism has become an important part of the history of science and technology, and its influence can be seen in many areas of modern astronomy and mathematics. For example, the mechanism's use of gears and dials to calculate astronomical positions has inspired the development of modern computer algorithms for astronomical calculations. You can hear the sound of these calculations being made, the quiet whir of computers, and the soft beeps of machinery, as you imagine the many scientists and researchers who have used the Antikythera Mechanism as a model for their own work. The mechanism's legacy is not limited to the field of astronomy, however, and its influence can also be seen in the many other areas of science and technology that have been inspired by its sophistication and complexity. As you drift off, thinking about the Antikythera Mechanism and its place in the history of science and technology, consider the many people who have been inspired by it over the centuries. From the ancient Greek astronomers who built the mechanism, to the modern researchers who have studied and learned from it, the Antikythera Mechanism has played a significant role in the development of our understanding of the universe. If you had lived in ancient Greece, you would have heard stories about the mechanism and its incredible abilities, and you would have marveled at its sophistication and complexity. You would have seen the mechanism as a symbol of the power and ingenuity of the ancient Greeks, and you would have been inspired by its beauty and elegance. The Antikythera Mechanism's influence can also be seen in the many museums and exhibitions that have featured it over the years. The National Archaeological Museum in Athens, Greece, for example, has a large exhibit on the mechanism, which includes many of its original parts and a detailed model of how it works. You can imagine yourself walking through this exhibit, seeing the mechanism's gears and dials up close, and learning about its history and significance. The exhibit is a testament to the mechanism's importance in the history of science and technology, and it provides a unique opportunity for people to learn about and appreciate this incredible artifact. As the years have passed, the Antikythera Mechanism has become an increasingly important part of our cultural heritage, and its influence can be seen in many areas of modern society. The mechanism has inspired countless works of art and literature, from paintings and sculptures to poems and novels. You can think about the many artists and writers who have been inspired by the mechanism, and how they have used it as a symbol of the power and beauty of ancient Greek science and technology. As you think about the mechanism and its place in the history of science and technology, you can reflect on the many ways in which it has inspired and influenced people over the centuries. The Antikythera Mechanism is a reminder that the past is always with us, and that the study of history is a way of connecting with the people and events that have shaped our world. And as you drift off to sleep, you can think about the mechanism and the many ways in which it continues to inspire and fascinate people to this day. Its gears and dials turning slowly in your mind, a reminder of the power and beauty of ancient Greek science and technology.